I've been an artist and doing healing for pretty much all my adult life. And I started out, I've done many different things, but I'm a sculptor and work on all mediums of metal, glass, stone, wood. And I made stained glass windows in my 20s professionally for years, and that's where I got hooked on color. And then through my healing work, I ended up doing energy work. And I conceived the idea of using and got fascinated with color for doing healing work and started making prisms. So I had to do a lot of research to end up with the prism that I did, because originally I was going to use solid glass, and it would be impossible to make a prism that size, the size that I want, out of solid glass unless you're Corning or something. So I found out that I could make water prisms, and the Egyptians used water prisms, and it's made like an aquarium. And so I epoxied the three sides together using low iron glass, and ended up making my prism, which is, we'll have a picture of it, which is 8 feet long and 16 inches on the side, and it's set on a stainless steel base.
Did you send Ken a picture of it?
Yes.
Okay. Ken, when you can, just pull it up.
So from that point, I conceived, there it is. There's one of them.
Wow.
So, yeah, I'm going to use mineral oil. I used water to fill it with first when I was working on them. There, that's a long bed pickup. So that turns horizontally on its axis, and it's set on casters, so I can move it back and forth to focus in on the sun.
Does the prism spin itself, or is it just?
Yes. Yeah, you see, that's you can't see it very well, but that's a bearing. That's it's what's called. It's an old school bearing. It's called a Babbitt bearing, and it works on a pipe within a pipe. And so when that's all finished and filled, the prism's going to weigh about 800 pounds, and the base is going to weigh about the same, maybe a little less. Don't know exactly for sure. So the overall project that I'm working on is an energetic, resonant healing space that combines sacred geometry, color from the sun, and frequencies with electromagnetism and scalar waves as a carrying wave. And I'm combining those three things to create an energetic space that I can enter frequencies into the space for any particular or combination, in particular or combinations of frequencies for any particular problem going on in the human body. And it acts through the body electric and what's called piezoelectricity or magnetism. And our bodies, our bones are creating, has its own energetic field. And so our body electric automatically wants to harmonize and resonate with any energetic field it comes into. And that's why AC electricity is not good for us, because our body does it automatically. So when a person gets inside the sacred geometric three-dimensional shape, then I input the frequencies into that shape for whatever the particular problem is. And so the basic theory of resonant healing is that I use the analogy of a bad heart has one frequency, a good heart has a different frequency. So you enter those frequencies into that copper geometric shape, and that creates an electric environment that has a biocompatible carrying wave that our bodies will resonate and harmonize with. And the ultimate state of that is called entrainment. And when you reach entrainment, then if you could see it on an oscilloscope, then the input frequency and your frequency would be traveling exactly the same.
Do you actually use oscilloscope when you're doing your work?
I don't have one, but I've used one before. But that's going to be part of the end product. After I get the project finished, then getting the science done is my first order of business. And I made this to be mobile so I can go to wherever the testing equipment is, and the people with all the letters and stuff behind their name, which I don't
The
have.
alphabet soup.
Yeah, which I don't have any of. So
I hear that one. So this is part one, and then I assume your geodesic dome is part two. And then what is the part three that you mentioned?
it'll be an electronic frequency generator and some kind of MP3 player or some recording device that I can input any natural or recorded sounds in. So it could be singing bowls or, sacred music of any kind, or, anything like that.
Gotcha. So chanting or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.